Our topic today is how to break out of small talk. This is something that it happens in person a lot, and it also happens in the digital realm. So we're spending probably, I don't know about you, but probably spending more time on digital than you did previously. But the principles of small talk are still the same, and that uncomfortable tendency every once in a while you get stuck in small talk, that is still there. So what is small talk to begin with? And why do we even engage in small talk? Small talk really is to provide us with a social cushion. When we meet someone, whether we consciously know it or not, we're really sizing them up. We're judging them, hopefully not in a bad, judgy kind of way, but we're just taking the information in that we have at hand, which may be just moments or a minute or so of information that we're going to use to try to determine, do I like this person? Can I communicate with them? Do we have, if not similar styles, do we have compatible styles? And most importantly, what we are trying to decide in that early bit of conversation is, do I trust this person? Small talk is given a disservice with that name, small talk, but it's really a vital part of helping ourselves become comfortable with this person. And when we're in a networking event, what happens is we're in almost a hothouse environment where it all needs to happen very, very quickly. We may think that we found ourselves just stuck in small talk, but a minute or two is really, really helpful. But if you find yourself stuck in small talk mode for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, there are some strategies and techniques that you need to get out of that, because we are in business. And if we do want the goal, if we do have the goal of finding out, is someone going to be a potential business partner? Is this someone that I could work with? Is this someone who may need to be on my radar as a potential client or a prospect? We want to gather relevant information that helps us get to that point. So there's a couple of techniques here, first of all. And one is just really having a plan for the kind of questions you're going to ask. You know, so many of us started out networking and we just kind of winged it. Not winging it is a big part of improving your networking skills. So having questions or having topics that you already have planned in your mind is very, very helpful for getting out of the small talk. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. You know, how do you know the host, or how did you find out about the event? Those sound like small talk questions, by the way, but they really are moving you forward towards a business conversation. Starting out with the kind of small talk that is not just news, sports, and weather. I had a college professor, that's how he started every class, with news, sports, and weather. Start your small talk with more substantial questions that are still not terribly personal, but help stay in the realm of business. So, how did you find out about this event? That is a great one, because it can actually find multiple connections that you may have with that person. So, you know, you may have been invited by someone who had been a long-term member and knows the person that you're talking to. Now you have a realm of conversation that's completely out of small talk. Have you been a member of this group for long? What are you getting out of this event, or what are you getting out of this organization? These are some fantastic ways to start your small talk and move deeper towards more business conversations. When we come back, I want to talk about why someone else may be helping you get stuck in that small talk mode. And this is really, really helpful so that you know how to guide them out of that. So small talk is an interesting thing, right? Because so many people dislike networking or think they dislike networking or dread networking because there's so much small talk. But again, small talk is really important as a social cushion so that we have a little bit of time to size someone up a little bit and really to kind of sync with them. You know how we say, oh, we were in sync? That takes a little bit of time. And then finally, small talk is important because what's the alternative? Or at least in business networking, what's the alternative? The alternative is just saying, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Here's what I do. Do you want to buy my stuff? And we've all been on the receiving end of that, and it's unpleasant. Why is that unpleasant, though? That's a very good question to ask yourself. Why is it unpleasant to get that immediate, do you want to buy my stuff? Especially when we first met someone, we feel put on the spot. Right? So we're being called to make a really important decision or being asked to make a decision. Or if we know the answer is no, now immediately we are being asked to tell this other person no. One of the values of small talk is to give each other, especially in business, a little bit of an opportunity to learn some things that would tell you, I don't need to give this person a sales pitch because they're not in my target market, or I need to get to know them a little bit more, or I need to allow them to become comfortable with me. For you as a person who is able to manage and not necessarily control, but direct your own conversations, you know that you want to start out with something easy, maybe transition to something that is related to the event or related to how you know the person is putting on the event or how you found the event, and then move to more specific business questions. Now, what do you do if you have this plan in your head? You're completely ready to a little bit of small talk, some transitional questions, and then let's talk business, but the other person does not seem to want to go there with you. You have a few options. One of them is to just go along with it and then bail on the conversation as soon as you can, but you might miss out on something. So one of the things is to really kind of understand why someone else might not want to leave the small talk. Part of it is just that sometimes people are uncomfortable. They're a little bit nervous with networking. They see selling as something that maybe they're not good at or something that they don't want to do. They don't want to be pushy. They may also feel like it would be rude to change the subject. So they're stuck on the original subject. You have to guide them. You have to lead them. Having a two-part statement, yeah, I really found the traffic to be difficult, but I'm glad I'm here at this event and I was wondering how you discovered this event. It takes a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit of guidance, but as long as you are aware, one, yes, small talk is important. It gives people the opportunity to be comfortable with you. And two, you have responsibility for the conversation. You can get better and better at leading it to more substantial topics of conversation without jumping from, hi, nice to meet you, do you want to buy my stuff? It's finding that nice transition and breaking out of small talk mode so that you can have a conversation that is substantial, that helps build the relationship, that helps build trust, so that later on down the road, after you have a little bit in sync with this person, maybe you can talk business. Maybe you can let them know that you really think you could help them, or that you have a service or product that you think they'd be a good fit for.